Welcome back, everybody. This is the D.O.D podcast, episode 5. Today I have a guest, Mr. Bruce Jackson III.
Yeah.
It's one of my close friends from Houston, Texas. And today we're going to talk about some stuff. So there's a few topics that I've been, brainstorming and thinking about coming on this show recently. But before I was out doing some stuff, and I had to look around, and I thought to myself, man, like, everyone's just walking around like, it seems like people are having too much fun right now. Some people are too comfortable with the situation that their lives are in right now. So the title of this episode is going to be there is no time to party in life. Brucey, introduce yourself. Let's hear from you, and then let's get to talking.
What's up, everybody? Like Tom said, I'm Bruce Jackson III. Close friend of Tom. This is my first podcast with him, but I feel like, we have our interpersonal podcast going on every day, every time we talk. Ice baths and stuff like that. But I feel like this is a very interesting conversation to be had, because I don't think me and you've had this conversation yet, but like we just had one, and I don't think there is a time to really party, because there's always a time where you have to evolve. Every day you have to evolve. You know what I mean? You could be a business manager, and you still have stuff to do. There's not really a lot of free time that you'll be able to have to party. Free time, yes, but free time to party, get drunk, smoke, drugs. It's just, there's a lot in life that, as you mature and get older, you have a family, you have this, that, and the third, you won't have that time to party. You know what I mean? You could do fun stuff, you know what I mean? Because in life, you should be able to do fun stuff around what you're doing, and get into where you need to be in life, and where you want to be in life, and where you should be in life. That partying, that getting wasted, blackout drunk, no rhythm in your life, you know what I mean? No set placement on where you should and should not do. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot of stuff that this conversation is going to lead us to. I feel like it's going to branch out to a whole different atmosphere, because this is a very broad subject that can be and should be talked about a little bit more.
100%. So look, I'm just going to start us off right quick, and just listening to you speak just brought this to my mind. In life, dude, like, I feel like everybody's purpose, everything that we're trying to do is search for happiness, number one, and freedom, number two. All right? And you can chime in anytime. Yeah. But those are the two top things that I feel like people are looking for the most in their life, is happiness and freedom. So a lot of people get this misconstrued or whatever. They think that by drinking this funky juice that makes you really either bipolar, sad, happy, angry, whatever, like, makes you all over the place, or taking some drug that's gonna take you on, out of reality for a little bit, or make your mind think that, at least that is what happiness is. Let me tell you something. It is brighter on this side, number one. And number two, the way that you can truly be happy is by setting yourself a goal and going and achieving it. Now, that's a very, very, very first step, in my opinion. Setting yourself a goal, finding a goal in life, short-term, long-term, and achieving it. Okay? Now, what you'll find is, once you set yourself that goal and you're on your journey to achieving that goal, you're gonna face challenges. Most people quit. Most people give up because they don't look hard enough. They don't remember why they started that thing in the first place. That could be a reason. There's multiple reasons why people would quit or give up. But right now, the way that we're being bred in this world is is we're breeding a bunch of quitters, a bunch of people who will give up.
And where does that stem from, Tom? A lot of it come from social media.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it come from the distractions that our generation and our later generation is bringing upon us. So, and doubling back on what you said earlier, a lot of, the drugs and finding happiness through drugs, alcohol, et cetera, and finding that happiness, quote unquote, it's temporary. It takes you away from reality. And, we had this conversation yesterday, I think, when we were in the whirlpool, that escape from reality. But that escape from reality can be dangerous. Because if you're not facing reality head on and you're trying to maneuver around it and, turn your back on it, it will for sure catch up 100% because it is the reality you live in.
And here's something that I recommend for all these people who are chasing freedom, who are chasing happiness, who have lost connection with themselves in that process, and they're trying to find themselves through an outlet, through an external, something external. But you're looking in the wrong places. Me and Bruce, we have ice baths every day. Easily every day. I usually have one early in the morning, around 4:30. Every single day. And the reason I do that is because it teaches you so much. But I recommend to anybody who's depressed, who is searching in parties to try and find themselves and trying to find freedom in going out and having this temporary idea of fun with your friends with no real goal or drive or ambition, I urge you to go get into an ice bath, really cold one. Make it as cold as you humanly can make it.
A lot of lessons come from it. And discipline.
Exactly. And the reason why I say that is because most of these people who are depressed and everything, they've lost connection with their feelings. They're numb to what's going on inside their life and inside their mind. And what an ice bath does, just for a split second, it'll bring you right back into reality. And you're with nothing but your own head. You've got to get yourself into that ice bath. You have to put yourself through some sort of adversity to be able to get in there and go through a challenge, right?
And stay in there.
Right? And I've seen with the amount of people that I've invited to have ice baths with me for this reason alone, I have seen a lot of different people's reactions. Some people don't want to disappoint me, and they'll just get in and they'll breathe really hard for a few seconds, and then they'll be fine. And some people will scour on the edge of the tub with their feet, they're on all fours on the edge of the tub, and you have to people are trying to push them in there, and I'm like, don't push them, because it defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to do here. You have to put yourself through that, so that you can get the full benefit of it. Because at the end of the day, once you get in there, what you'll find out is it's really not that bad. It sucks for a little bit, but it's really not that bad. And that's a metaphor that I would use in life, dude. If you can develop that tool of beating your thoughts with action, instead of them letting develop into feelings and emotions that you are really struggling to control, if you develop that tool of switching your brain off through times of adversity, or when you're about to do something that you don't want to do but you know you need to do it, if you do that, that is going to help you achieve your goals, achieve your dreams a lot more when you can just switch your brain off. Because and your reason for switching your brain off is because your mind is telling you that this is something that is going to be uncomfortable. You don't want to do it, you're trying to find the excuses to get out of it, but you know that you should. And then if you back out of it, you're going to regret it later on. So look,
some people will.
Yeah, some people don't, because some people really are in that comfort zone, and that's where they live, that's where they stay, that's what they love, And
it's habitual for them. It's hard for them to get out of that. And I like the metaphor of the ice bath, because you could, like you said, you could learn a lot from it. Especially the ice baths you have, I don't get as cold as you, that 4 o'clock. But I do want to start doing that because, me and you on the same wavelength in a lot of aspects. And from what you say and how you say it, I know that I will see it in some type of the same way. I believe in that, And I'm continuing to learn more about myself through life, you know what I mean? And getting out of my comfort zone, being able to, stay uncomfortable. Because that's the only way I'm going to grow as a man. And we talk about this every day, about becoming a man and the man we, want to achieve, you know what I mean? It's like Gladiator, you know what I mean? A constant fight, a constant war. And that's the only way it's going to go. But a lot of people nowadays is reluctant to even want to step into that ring because they've been so comfortable. They've been fed this since a child, you know what I mean? You're okay. You're perfect the way you are. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. You know what I mean? And no one's really been there for a lot of people to tell them like, no, let's do this because this is gonna help you evolve as a person. You know what I mean? Some people don't have that voice in their life. You know what I mean? I've learned that by myself. You know what I mean? Going through life, but I've also had people to mentor me, not to the extent of maybe a real mentor, but have pushed me a little bit to where I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta boss up. I gotta do what I gotta do to become a better man for not just me, but for everybody around me, everybody that I could touch. You know what I mean? Because in that, I will make the world a better place because I'm doing the best I can to become a man, and that goes both ways, man and woman. You should try to become the best woman and the best man you want to become, you can become, and that you should become. And that's the problem that I see happening a lot. Like everybody's so comfortable being so like everyone else. Exactly, mediocre.
So mediocre.
Everybody wants to be everyone wants to be like everybody else.
Because everybody wants to be comfortable.
Everybody wants to be a sheep.
Yeah, and no one really has the courage to be able to stand up for their own opinions nowadays, because we're being told certain things to that our thoughts and our qualities as a man or as a female is wrong, and that's not what we should be doing. And I won't lie, Bruce, that's a whole nother, we're going to get into that.
That's the funny part about all our conversations. It always leads to this.
Yeah, we're going to get into that, Brucey, but let me rein it in real quick.
Yes, sir.
Because we're about 12 minutes in, we're going like an 18-wheeler, we're spitting facts.
Yeah.
But the reason why I wanted to make this particular video, and I think right after this, I think we should just lead straight into the next one.
Perfectly fine.
But this one, what made me realize it is this, right? And I won't lie, so last night was the first night that I left post for a long time, right? For a very good reason. I was locked in. I'm trying to become the best version of myself that I can possibly be. And just from leaving last night, I found myself starting to slip into these old habits that I used to do, that led me into the dark place that I was in the first place, right? I started to forget that I had things that I needed to do, things that I needed to achieve. I started neglecting that because I really just wanted to be out. I wanted to go and do something. I wanted to hang out with friends. I've been wanting to experience and enjoy those times in relationships more than I have been wanting to do something that is going to help support the life that I'm trying to create right now. And that's a fucking problem, right? So I brought myself back and I thought to myself, why? The situation last night was, right, I left. I went to go and hang out with my girlfriend, and you guys were out there, and you weren't doing it, but there was people around there were all drinking. They were going to have some fun and party, and you know what really lights up to me when people say things like this, and it was when D said, this is a nice little end of fall camp treat. Now it's time to lock in. And I was like, I'm looking around at everyone who's probably out there right now, hanging out, chilling, and that's all a part of the experience. Don't get me wrong, that's what makes this place fun. But I, for myself, can't allow myself to get sucked into those things because of the man and that I'm trying to be and the things that I'm trying to achieve. And I'd be a hypocrite, just like I was today. I told my girlfriend that I couldn't hang out with her, and I told her that because I was going to come back here and just start planning and start thinking ahead, start making moves so that when start getting myself organized, read my book, start writing, planning out for the week, doing everything that I know that I needed to do. But instead, I chose to go out and like hung out with my friends today. And what have I got to show for it? Yeah, a good time. I had a lot of fun with you guys today. You know, like don't get that twisted. But I had things that I should have done and could have done, had the perfect opportunity to do it, but I chose not to do it because I chose, and that's why this podcast is the D.O.D podcast, discipline over desire, because it wins every single time.
Yeah.
So I chose desire today. And every time that I do, you know, I tend to lose. And now I'm behind the wheel for the week. And it's so easy for my mind to switch in and go, man, it's 8:30 at night. I want to be asleep in an hour. You know.
You want to catch up.
But I gotta plan for the week. I also got to plan my next period of 75 hard, and how I'm going to execute that, what my diet's going to look like. I also am probably going to have to get on a phone call with my girlfriend and have a tough conversation. Have a shower, go do my nighttime routine, which takes 20 to 30 minutes, and get myself set up for tomorrow. Clean my room, that's something else I wanted to do. Yeah. Things like that. And then once it starts hitting at 10 o'clock, I'm going to be like, well, I'm waking up tomorrow at 4:30 so I can go have an ice bath. But oh man, I really need that sleep. Otherwise, I need to recover. So it's easy for my mind to make that excuse to be able to neglect doing what I know that I need to do when I need to do it, so that I can make up on sleep.
Make excuses and stuff.
Yeah, it's easy, very easy. Yeah. To make those excuses. But I could have avoided this whole shit if I would have just finished my workout this morning, gone and got some food with you guys. I said, hey, let's go to Walmart. I need to go back to Nimi. Yeah. Come back at around 12. I could have had the best of both worlds, but I didn't. And I wasn't sitting there dwelling and thinking, oh man, I'm letting myself down. But in the back of my head, you know, that little thought was there telling me, you should fucking be back right now. Yeah. And then when I came back, I got that sick, anxious feeling again, because I was not fucking prepared for what was coming. And then I spent the whole day leading by email and by Teams, trying to make sure that everything was coordinated for when I got back. You know, in my leadership position that I'm in right now, it's critical that I communicate in 100,000 different ways so that people understand what's going on. Because if they don't, we're fucked. And all these little things, all these, like, and I'm playing with 759 people's lives. Yeah. Just because I chose to go and have fun.
It's a huge responsibility, sure.
And party. Now, all those things that I just talked about that are negative, right? That I chose because I wanted to go out and have fun with friends. Today was an experience that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And that's why all these little experiences build up and help strengthen our relationships. But I bring you in here, I bring Zayden in here because I feel like we're going to be friends past NNMI. Yeah. But the other people, they are just a part of the experience, in my opinion. D though, different story.
Yeah. No, I get what you're talking about.
But acquaintances, you know what I'm saying?
Passerbyers.
Yeah, 100%. They're a part of the story. But so it's like I chose to do that and buy into that for a short-term gain. You know, what you are doing to make yourself comfortable in the short term is killing your potential in the long term.
Especially for what you want to achieve.
100%. So, like, my point is behind this whole example and this whole story is it's like that was what was happening with me today. But then I looked out and I seen all these other people hanging out on Coltfield, bullshitting, relaxing, doing whatever. Now, I don't know what their lives are like. I don't know what they've done today to achieve their goals. I don't even know if they have them. But I guarantee that if I went and talked to 90% of those people and said, hey, you organized for tomorrow? Yeah, I'll do that later.
Yeah, push it back.
Procrastinate. Push it back because it's uncomfortable to do what you need to do when you need to do it. But if you did everything you know you needed to do when you needed to do it for 10 years, everything, Imagine the fucking man, imagine the woman that you could be.
Yeah.
If you just follow through on that. If you develop the skill of discipline, of being relentless, of being able to attack when you don't want to attack, because that's discipline.
Discipline over desire. D.O.D.
D.O.D. And
What goes around comes around.
And I say to all these guys, right, what you put in is what you get out. And it's so true, dude. Because what I've put in today is what I'm now going to get out for the rest of this week. But I can stay up tonight, late, get 4 hours sleep tomorrow, you know, and execute my day tired, and then I'm a day behind the wheel compared to going, you know, well, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow comes and I'm busy. Well, you know, I'll do it on Tuesday, I'll do it on Wednesday, I'll do it on Thursday, keep pushing it back, and then you know, Thursday comes around, I'm like, well, shit, I may as well just do it on Monday. There's no point starting on Thursday. Right? Those are all logical things. Dude, I am that person. I have been that person. That person does not fucking pay off for anybody. And that's my biggest piece of advice to everybody here who's listening, right? Is that it's like, it does not pay off. Hold on, you good. You don't need to... I don't even know who the hell that is. Sorry, bro. Someone's knocking on my door right now. Let me say this. Right. We're 22 minutes deep. Title of the video: there's no time to party in life. And when I say that, I mean that more than likely, if you are driven towards a goal, you are not doing everything you know you need to do. And you're sacrificing crucial time and crucial development to try and you know, because of desire, because it's comfortable. I promise you it doesn't pay. So my challenge to you is this: before you take off, Brucey, and you start talking, because I know you got some good stuff on this. My challenge to you listeners is this: find a goal, find a vision, identify what steps you need to take to be able to get there, and keep reminding yourself every single day of what that goal is, what that vision is. Post things up around your room that reminds you of the person that you're trying to become. Come up with a routine that's going to help you win your morning and win your evening. And if you can do those two things, among a bunch of others, if you can do those two things, then you'll be on the road to success. And even if you just take that first hard step to be able to start that journey of success, however you want to define that, then you will find other tools and find other ways that you can get there. That's number one. You got to. Because if not us, who? And if not now, when?
Tomorrow's not promised.
Hell no. Tomorrow is definitely not promised. So I don't know what people are thinking about this sort of thing, but in my opinion, dude, like, there is that burning feeling inside of my stomach when I feel myself slipping back into mediocrity.
Mm-hmm.
When I start doing the same things that people are doing. Because if I'm truly trying to be cut from a different cloth and separate myself from the pack, I cannot do what everybody does.
Yeah.
I got to do something completely different.
Mm-hmm. That's the multiple aspect, especially for you. RC, trying to become a a man of higher standard, of higher power than most people can even fathom. Shoot. And it's a huge responsibility, and responsibility is hard. And you know, the older I get, the more I see myself kind of peering through a glass veil like my dad. Like I start sounding like my dad, and I come to the realization. I feel like that's something you do as you get older. You start to think more like your parents, guardian, don't matter. You know what I mean? Or start to see the light in the world like how they see it. You know what I mean? To a certain extent, we all are individual people. But in saying all of that, it's kind of, for people, it's kind of hard to, you know, even get to the point of putting that first step to become who they can be and who they should be, like I was talking about earlier. And it's just, comfortability's a motherfucker, bro. And you know, the back, I like your whole spiel just now, but that back cap I had to highlight in my mind because, you know, the title of this is what again?
It is, there is no time to party in life.
And you know, at first party, I thought about, you know, strictly like as in party, you know what I mean? And a lot of the time, the way I see people party, because I don't drink, smoke, or do anything, you know what I mean? The way I see people party is they drink, they smoke. That's the only way they can find happiness, quote unquote. How they could have a good time, you know what I mean? And I see that in a different light because I don't do none of that. So
bro,
that's how I initially.
You just said something, bro, and I'll be very, very quick on this. Bro, people drink, smoke, and do all that sort of stuff so that they can escape the responsibility of becoming the person that they dream to be.
Exactly.
They can escape that adversity that they have to put themselves
through. And what did I say
through.
earlier? It's temporary.
Yeah.
It takes you away from everything temporarily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your state of mind. If you're depressed, if you're feeling this, it is a way to get away from that for that short period of time. But then that becomes an addiction when it becomes an everyday thing. I gotta do this so I can stop feeling this. You know what I mean? I see that. I've seen that throughout my life. Close friends, family members, like just strictly on. That's their diet. Their diet is taking something, or their diet is drinking something, because that is the only. To them, that is the only way that they can escape whatever they're going through. And to me, like, to each his own. We all think about things differently. We all go through things differently. And I would be wrong to just be like, you're weak for doing that, because, you know, I don't know what other people's going through. And I'm open-minded enough to take in what someone's telling me if they're doing that and, you know, kind of see. But I'm not finna be like, oh, it's all right that you're doing that.
Bro, you're right, bro. They are weak for doing that. You are weak for doing that. I'm not saying that there's no way you can recover, but I'm sorry, like, people who choose to drink, smoke, party, and do those things, I've been that person. The reason why I'm saying this to you is because I have been that person. I have been there, where that is all I wanted to do. I read a David Goggins book. I fucking followed everything in that book to a T, and I grew so much. And then when I started to slip from those habits, and I started drinking and smoking and doing all those things again, a Goggins video would pop up on my Facebook, on my Instagram, and I would scroll past the shit because I was scared of it, bro. Because I knew that it would kick me back into gear, into doing the things that was uncomfortable. But I was too happy where I was. I loved fucking messing around, partying and drinking and making all those excuses. But I'm sorry, bro, that is weak. If people who would go and say, oh, well, you know, I drink wine because of the health benefits for drinking red wine, you know. Bro, shut up. That is a fucking excuse. Our minds are very, very evil in the way that they like to make excuses for us to do things that make us comfortable. You know, someone said to me one time, everybody has a vice. You know, my vice is just this. My vice is nicotine. I don't drink or smoke or anything, but I will vape. Or, no, I don't smoke or anything like that, but I do drink, or, you know, on occasions. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that, like, okay, you got to be a fucking straight edge, Nothing for the rest of your life. But, dude, have you really earned that? No.
Not if you've been making excuses for why you're doing everything.
No.
You know what I mean?
For the most part, dude, you have not earned that. I'm sorry. Life is a never-ending mountain that we need to climb.
Yeah, and the world doesn't deserve your pity.
Hell no.
Or you don't deserve the world's pity.
You gotta fucking look back. What the fuck did I do?
And that's what I see a lot. I see a lot of a victim mentality with everybody. Let me not say everybody, but a lot of people, you know what I mean? And we just talked about one of my rats. I think we did briefly with D. Yeah. And it's unsettling maybe because I've evolved a little bit faster this past few months than I even thought I could. I've exceeded the limit, but I'm still reaching the highest point that I can. I'm still trying to get to the highest point that I can, even though I know I'll never reach it, but I'm going to keep striving for it. And in saying that, it's this bringing up the past, bringing up, well, you know what I mean? I've gone through a hard life. This is the reason why I do this. This is the reason I did that. You know, I didn't want to do this because of this. I can't feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, those are strictly excuses for why you are doing something that you don't need to do or have no business doing. And that you making all these excuses and you're bringing up all these excuses that in your life, you know what I mean? Life is hard for everybody. Okay, and you're dealt this hand in life, but you have to persevere through it because that's the only way you're gonna become anybody.
The only way. And people who make these excuses, okay, like people who make these excuses, if you are making an excuse about something that is well within your control, like you are not that you act a certain way. You fire off at somebody, you know what I mean? You get angry, you lose your temper, you get emotional in a situation, and you're doing nothing to be able to prevent that from happening again. And you start going, oh, well, you know, it's just been a long day. It's been this. No.
It's weak.
If you are within control of something, if you are not in control of everything that you are doing, thinking, feeling, then
you can't sit here and say that, you know, because you've gone through a hard life and you lash out at people, you have anger issues and whatnot, you know what I mean? When you get a little bit heated, you pop off like that, and that's because you've had a hard life. Fuck that.
Bro, stop focusing on the fucking problem and find a solution.
It's an excuse. You want to stay where you're at. You don't want to get better. You're not even trying to get better. And you know how I know that? Because you keep bringing up your past. Your past. Oh, I'm like this because I have anger issues because my past, you know what I mean? I was hard. I was eating out of trash cans. You know what I mean? I didn't have a home to stay at. Ooh, this, ooh, that. Persevere through it. Because if you keep making these excuses, you won't even get out from the bottom. You're stuck in the same place because your mindset is stuck in the same place. You haven't even triumphed from back then. You haven't even took one step up. You're still going horizontal. You're flatlining at this point. Because if you stay on that path, you're going to end up the same place. Year in, year again, year again, year again. Because you're not taking those steps up. You're not trying to evolve yourself. And that's what I don't like. And I see that a lot in young kids nowadays, and that's the part that's the part that hurts me because I have a 10-year-old little brother and a 13-year-old little sister. You know what I mean? And I see the environment that they're growing up in, and it hurts me. It hurts me knowing that they have to go through that because I'm seeing it from people my age now, and I know that if people are in leadership positions with that mindset and they give that to the younger generation, oh, it's shit. We're going to be run to shit, and I hate that. And that's why every time, and you know, I'm saying this and I still want to I want to become way better at it. Every time I talk to my sister, my little brother, me and my older brother, he's 29, actually. It's going to be 30. Yeah, 29. We always try our best to, you know, give him the real. Because life is hard. But you have to choose your hard. You can't sit here and make excuses for yourself. Get off your fucking phone. Do something productive so you could evolve yourself as a man or woman. Like, I know you're young. I know you're 10, 13, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you need to pick yourself up when nobody else got you. Your brother's always gonna have you. Your family always gonna have you. And this is just me talking about my personal life right now. But if this could relate to anybody else, I know it is, and I know it can. This is my side of the story, and I'm just saying, if you can help somebody, help somebody. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if no one's helping you, you gotta help your fucking self, because the world, if the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world. And you handle your business to become the best version of yourself. Because if you don't have the innate ability to do that, you have to fucking find that shit somewhere in the fucking gutter and boss up and become someone that could strive and persevere through any fucking hardship. Any fucking hardship. Especially if you don't have no backing.
It is every single man's job as a role as a man or even as a woman to become physically harder and mentally stronger than their opponents.
No ifs and buts about
it. Physically harder and mentally stronger than their opponents, because you owe that to yourself. You owe that to your family. You know, and
you owe that to your lineage.
To everything, like, and this is the thing, like, you owe that to the world, dude. The purpose of you becoming the best version of yourself that you dream to be is greater than just doing it for your own, you know, for yourself. It's not it's not just that. It's bigger than that, because every single person that starts to pursue the journey towards self-improvement, towards becoming a reverent man or woman, that alone is improving this world, is helping this world get better.
And what did I say? What did I say in yesterday when we were in the pool? It's so funny how all our conversations end up around. They all have correlation with each other. You know what I mean? What did I say earlier? I said it's selfish, but it's selfless. Especially for a man. You're gonna have the hardest part of life because you're a man. You have to persevere through everything in life. You have to be the what is it? The thing about the waves.
You have to be the mountain for every female or every for your family's emotional waves to crash into. You have to be that mountain. You have to be that rock. That's your job, bro. That's your duty.
That should be your objective.
That's what Jay Waller said, dude. If you haven't never heard of Jay Waller, go listen to Jay Waller. You never heard of Andrew Tate? Well, get out from underneath the rock and go listen to some of his full podcasts.
Full podcast. Not YouTube Shorts, not TikTok, because everything just gets lost in translation. You don't have no context to everything. And that's the thing about social media and that's why I really don't even have social media. I have Instagram. I can't say that I don't have social media. I have Instagram. I be on it periodically, but compared to my late teen self, I'm not on it as much or as religiously as I was back then. And the thing about social media and stuff is that, you know, it's kind of toxic because it gets you to where you just seeing stuff and see everything's wrapping right back to what we were talking about. Yeah. You see these 15-second, 20-second, 30-second videos, you know what I mean? Your attention span is on that. Next video.
Not learning.
Let me watch this. Next video. Like, you can't sit here and focus on one thing because all you're fucking doing all day is 15-second video. Next 15-second video. Your attention span is second to none. And that's the sad part about it, is that because if I'm seeing that in my generation, I know my little sister, my little brother generation is 10 times worse because they grew up with fucking phones. And it's up to every person that has a sane mind to want to help the younger generation and tell them, like, nah, get off your fucking phone. Every time I see my little sister at a table or even in the house with her headphones on, I'm telling her, take that shit off. Especially when I'm there, because, you know what I mean, I'm not there all the time. I'm in New Mexico right now. I live in Houston. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not around a lot, you know what I mean? But I wanna be a part of my sister's and my brother's life to where they know, oh, I got backing from him regardless. I can listen to my brother can tell me something, I'm gonna listen to it. That's the type of brother, that's the type of man I wanna be. I wanna be, especially for a woman, I wanna be the man where if I tell my woman, or if I tell my sister, I tell a woman that I love, you know what I mean, family member that is a woman, if I tell them this, they'll listen to me because they have that respect for me and they have that I know he's not gonna steer me wrong intentionally. You know what I mean? I'm not a perfect man, but I'm gonna strive to be as perfect as I can be, as strong as I can be. I want to be the strongest in my bloodline, physically and mentally. And the only way that's gonna happen is if I continue trying to become the best version of myself. And that's through perseverance. That's through hard work. That's through dedication and discipline. And I'm still getting older, and I'm still learning. I would never be perfect.
It's your job.
It's a fucking job.
And dude, like,
it's my obligation.
This is something I gotta read for this presentation that we're all giving tomorrow morning. I think it's a great way to explain this. Achievement. Achievement can be the doing of a simple chore, the completion of a small task, the reaching of a personal goal. But there are degrees of achievement. A higher level requires the doing of irksome chores, the completion of difficult tasks, and the reaching of goals that are worthy. The highest order of achievement brings us to goals that, while they may serve one's selfish interest, advance, however slightly, the human condition. Such a grand accomplishment may seem to be beyond expectations of ordinary people, but if all of us together will embrace the two of the precepts of the NNMI motto by obeying the commands of duty and by observing the limits imposed by honor, this third precept, achievement of the noblest kind, will follow. Right, and ignore that last part. Take the school's creed out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Achievement can be the doing of a simple chore, the completion of a small task, the reaching of a personal goal, but there are degrees of achievement. A higher level requires the doing of irksome chores, completion of difficult tasks, and the reaching of goals that are worthy. The highest order of achievement brings us to goals that, while they may serve one's selfish interest, advance, however slightly, the human condition.
Selfish but selfless.
Selfish but selfless, bro. And that's why when you said that, that's why I picked that up.
Mm-hmm. You know that I love the shit you write, Tom. And I don't know if I've ever said how much I appreciate shit like that, and especially here, bro, because like, yeah, I knew you before you became RC, so it's a little different. Our relationship, hella different than how many people may perceive it and whatnot, especially when you correcting me. But at the end of the day, I know it's all love, and I understand the place you're trying to go and the place you're trying to, lead this place to become. You know what I mean? Because this place can be great. Bro, and what did I tell you that week you called me before coming here? I said the thing that make this place great is the people. The only reason I'm coming back is because of the people, you know what I mean? The institute is what it is. It's a military institute. Not everybody's made to be in a military institute. A lot of the people that are here are athletes at the end of the day. So it's that same mindset of, I'm here for football, I'm here for volleyball, I'm here for this sport, this, that, a third. Fuck that military shit. And to each his own, because I was the same way. I had the same mentality. But what did I tell you when I was coming back here? I said, man, at the end of the day, man, I'm going to get my shit right because I have to become a better version of myself. I follow what you saying with that, and I understand that, and I see how this place can make me a better person, you know what I mean? Especially in leadership skills. And
but the thing is,
keep going.
The thing is, Bruce, like, this is why I took this leadership position, is to be able to give everybody the opportunity that I have gotten by putting in, by buying in. I use this place as a training ground.
Mm-hmm.
It is the perfect opportunity where I can make all the mistakes that I want. I can be naive and ask those questions.
Mm-hmm.
I can make mistakes. I can fail and fall flat on my face and learn from it. That's the most important part. Learn from it and become better at the other side. And when I do step out into the world, bro, I'm set up with all the skills that I need to be able to become the man that I dream to be, the leader that I dream to be, to be able to reach that highest level of achievement, because I get up every single day here at 4:30 and I go have an ice bath.
Yeah.
Because I do the things that I know that I need to do when I need to do them. For the most part, now I'm not a freaking robot. I'm not the Terminator. Yeah. I'm not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the place where I can mess up and then get better, so that when I leave here, if I persevere and I keep going with these skills, I stay in my routines, I continue hunting my goals, move on to the next chapter of my life with this unique set of skills that no other fucking person in this fucking country is getting the experience that I'm getting right now as the regimental commander of the New Mexico Military Institute.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude, like, because what I put into this place is what I get out of it. And I don't know if there are people out there who carry that same mentality in a leadership position that I'm at. But, bro, like, even if I was a squad leader or whatever, it doesn't matter. Because if I do everything that I can to be able to be the best in that role, and if that's where I wanted to stay because that was where I was going to impact my future the most, then I'm going to do it. But, bro, what I want for myself is one thing. But what I want is for me to be able to grow up and for my kids to be able to grow up in a world that fosters an environment of growth, achievement, discipline, development, not a fucking place, the direction that we are heading. And right now, I have this is like the toughest thing is that I've got to do all this military stuff in this leadership position. But most of all, I get to teach, coach, and mentor the next generation. The generation with me. And if I can improve 250 out of these 759 people's lives and I can set them on a different path towards becoming the best version of themselves that they can dream to be, they can do that for one person each. What's that? 500 people now. They can, that next 250 they do it. It's contagious, dude. We need
like
more
a
of
wildfire.
it. We need more of it. Now we say some controversial stuff that confronts some people. Sorry. Take a step back.
Fuck it. Open your mind up.
Have a look. And you know what? If you can prove and you can come and tell me why you can open my mind. I'm always open to different perspectives on things. I will always say if I'm wrong. Because that's why I keep with that growth mindset, because I'm always looking to become the best version of myself that I can possibly be, because it is my fucking job. But I've also taken it upon myself to be able to help other people get there.
Yeah.
Because if not, fuck, dude, this world's going to be destroyed.
In
I'm not even going to get to, for my own selfish reasons, I won't be able to achieve my goals if everybody else is fucking up. So that's why I do this, you know. And sometimes I take the wrong approach. That's the best part about learning.
Learning like a motherfucker.
The best part about leading.
That you're gonna fuck up.
Hell yeah.
And that's the only way that you could
learn and grow.
Exactly.
It's the only way you can learn and grow. Is by swimming out into the dark, unknown waters and taking risks.
People are so scared of, you know,
failing, bro.
Failing, going out at night on that boat without no paddles, and then figure out their way and maneuver through that water. You know what I mean? Through that ocean.
They're scared.
They're so scared.
It's scary.
It is scary.
I'm sorry. Like,
and it's gonna be scary. And what did I say earlier? Life is hard. At the end of the day, life is hard. Whether you like it or not, life is gonna hit you like a ton of bricks. But it's how you get up. It's how you fight back. If you sit there and just take them fucking punches and lay down in the fetal position and just take it,
you're giving the world what they want.
That's
bro.
Fucking death.
It's
the same thing as death.
Oh, brother. It is, bro.
If you just taking everything and not doing anything, when you getting punched left, right, up, down, and God's gonna give the strongest soldiers those beat downs. You know what I mean? But it's how you persevere through that.
100%. Dude, there's a video that I watched the other day, and that's exactly what it said. It was saying that like giving up it's
equivalent to death.
It's a less glorified form of suicide.
For real.
Damn,
because it just makes sense in a logical standpoint, in my opinion, from my mind. You know what I mean? And you know, if someone has a rebuttal to what I'm saying, you know, I honestly like to hear that. You know what I mean? That's why I like this little podcast. But if you literally taking what life is giving you and you're sitting down and you're stagnant in your movement, you're not fighting back, you're not trying to become any type of better, learn from any type of mistake you'd have made, that is to me the equivalent of death or a very paralyzed state. Because you're stagnant.
What are you doing now? Like now, you know? What are you doing?
It's like, are you living? Like,
No.
what? You're not.
Sorry. You lost connection.
No connection to anything. You're literally just a lifeless body.
Lifeless body, dude, walking around like just sad. But you don't even know it. I promise you, dude, like I urge everybody, whoever listens to these podcasts, to just find something that makes you uncomfortable. Fuck being afraid of failing. Step up. And when those thoughts come into your head that tell you, or when those physical people tell you should do something different, you need to stick to yourself and say, fuck that. I'm going to do everything that I can.
If people are trying to hold you down, fuck them.
100%.
Fuck them. You don't need them. And that's the thing. That's the thing I saw in high school, you know what I mean? Everybody have cliques. Everybody's scared to be an individual, be different than their little clique. Fuck them. I cut off damn near everybody I knew in high school because drama, because, you know, I was learning more about myself every year, you know what I mean? I wanted to become a better me, you know what I mean? And the people I was with, they weren't on that same movement as me. They wanted to stay stagnant and be just like every other person, be comfortable where they was at. I was starting to learn, and it wasn't to the extent that it was when I got in college, but I wanted to be uncomfortable so I could become a better me. And little did I know that is the mindset I have now, and that's the mindset that I started back then. I'm just now realizing that is a mindset that started developing back then in high school when I cut off a lot of people because I wanted to become better than what I was putting out in the world. And every person should be like that. I don't have a hard life, and I know I wouldn't say I've had a hard life, but maybe in certain aspects it's harder than other people, you know what I mean? I done been through some stuff that maybe you would question if it was a hard life or not. But in saying that, it is the shit I've been through in my life has led me to a point to where I know that I can't just stay stagnant. That'd be weak of me, that'd be insincere of me for not only myself, for my family, for the people around me that love me or care, or even slightly give a fuck about me. Because at the end of the day, bro, I got to do this for me and for everybody around me, regardless. Fuck how I feel. It don't fucking matter.
Don't matter, bro.
Because this is my obligation. Not only as a person, but as a man, definitely. I have to be that mountain. Cause if I'm not that mountain, who gonna carry the boats? Who gonna carry the fucking boats? I can't sit here and just rely on one person. I can't just be like, oh, I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna try to elevate myself this day and expect someone else to do it for me. What the fuck?
No one's gonna do this shit.
No one's gonna do that shit. I gotta worry about me. I gotta handle that business my fucking self. I need to go through those learning steps myself so I could become a better version of myself to help the people around me. My biggest goal in life is retiring my mom, my dad, and everybody I give a fuck about. My auntie, I don't give a damn. That's my biggest goal. I don't necessarily have a goal in life in the sense of, other than what I just said, I don't really have a goal in like what I want as a career. But I know that the thing I want to achieve is retire my mom, retire my dad, make sure that I'm the person that they could come to if they need something. I hate asking my dad for stuff. My dad could attest to that. I was back for summer. I hated asking him for anything. Don't like asking my mom for money. I don't like asking people for anything. I want to be that person that, not that you're tediously asking me for, oh, can you give me money? Ooh, this spot me. No. But you know, at the end of the day, if you need something, I'm the person you'll go to. That's the type of man I want to be. The dependable man. The man that will hold you down regardless of any situation. That I'm that mountain.
The mountain, bro. I'm
that mountain that's not moving.
That mountain.
If you going through something in life, I know I could talk to Bruce. I know I could go to Bruce. Damn, I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. I could talk to Bruce. I'm not the wisest person in the world, but shit, I got some shit to say.
Yeah. And
I'm a good ass listener, man. You know, when I was younger, I didn't like when people talked to me as much, opened up to me as much. I was confused. Why the fuck is everybody like, I don't give a fuck about what you talking about. I don't give a fuck about the shit you going through. You know what I mean? Like, why are you telling me all of this? Like, Even people I didn't even know. Like, why are you opening it up so much to me? But as I got to know that, I was all like, damn. A lot of the reason I am the person I am today is because the stories that I heard, the shit I heard from people. You know, I'm appreciative of that because I'm getting told all this information, and I could sit here and be like, what do I do with this? But subconsciously, it's evolving me as a man because I'm seeing different stories, different perspectives, different everything. You know what I mean? And that's helping me learn on how to maneuver through life. That's helping me learn how to get good with people, how to talk to people, how to, you know what I mean, elevate myself, not only for myself, but for other people. Pick them up when they down, you know what I mean? And I'm appreciative of it now. It just happens. People just come to me and start talking about their life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hate it or love it. To me now, I like it. Because it was uncomfortable for me.
Bro, it's a form of achievement, bro. You're like, people see you as a problem solver. If someone who can come to you and know that you can help them. Isn't that's a component of being a man, bro, is providing, bro. When you have something to provide that nobody else can, bro, that shit feels good. That's achievement, bro. Look, I got something I need to be to in 4 minutes. Bro, we covered a lot. I'm looking forward to going back and listening to this. But this is definitely going to be the first of many.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot we can talk about. What I will ask you to do is just whenever you think of a topic, dude, or something, write it down, bro.
Yeah, I got you.
Write it down. But bro, thank you for that. Thank you for coming out here. Thank you for making the 1 minute walk.
Brother, thank you for having me. You
No
know,
problem.
It's a pleasure to always talk to you, you know what I mean? And I think I say that every time we talk after the ice bath is I'm appreciative of talking with you.
Yeah, bro.
It's hard to have deep conversation, intellectual conversation with people, you know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't have that capacity no more. They haven't learned it yet. Hopefully, they'll learn it soon. But it's so refreshing having a deep talk about women, about men, about life. It doesn't matter. Just talking is the healing factor of our life.
Mm-hmm.
The only way we're gonna learn is through conversation.
Yes, sir.
The only way to learn about somebody else is through conversation.
Helping each other grow, bro.
Helping each other grow, brother.
All right, my brother. I appreciate you. This has been the D.O.D podcast, episode 5.
Yes, sir.
Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you on the next one.
Ciao.